Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to be looking at Daniel chapter 3. This is the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. Now, this is a familiar Bible story for some people, but we need to set the stage for why it happened in the first place. This section of the book of Daniel takes place during the Babylonian exile. Now, if you recall, there used to be the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. The northern kingdom of Israel was taken over by the Assyrians. And then a little bit later on, the southern kingdom of Judah was taken over by the Babylonians. So the residents in Judah were taken into exile by Babylon. Jerusalem was destroyed, the temple was leveled, all that sort of stuff. This section in Daniel takes place during the exile. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are good Jews who are living in the exile. The Babylonian king at the time, King Nebuchadnezzar, makes this gigantic statue and commands everyone to worship it. Well, these three guys, as good Jews, they won't worship anything or anyone but God. So then the king throws them in the fiery furnace as punishment. One detail to notice here is that the three of them go into the fire willingly. They say, if our God is able to deliver us from the fire, then so be it. If not, we still won't worship your statue. So these guys had faith in God. And they said, even if our God doesn't deliver us, even if we get killed, we're still not going to bow down and worship your statue. These guys didn't know what was going to happen. They would rather face death than reject their faith in God. So the king throws them in the fire, cranks the fire up 7 times hotter than normal, but then it's discovered that a fourth figure is in the fire, this angel. But a lot of times when the Bible talks about angels, it's actually God. Then when the 3 guys come out of the fire, they don't even smell like smoke. King Nebuchadnezzar realizes that the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is the real God, not his statue. And then he commands everyone to worship this God instead of his God. It's a great story, but there's a lot more going on here than just 3 guys being thrown in a fire. I want us to pay attention to this fourth figure, that the fact that God was with them in the fire. I remember hearing from one of my teachers in seminary that one time when she preached a sermon for someone's funeral and the person was cremated, this was the text that she used. They were in the fire, and yet God was with them. It's a beautiful image. Here this person is in the fire, and yet you're reminded that God is with them. And think about what you face in life that feels like a fire. Think about all of these challenges that come your way. Think about unexpected things that happen to you. God is with you. God is with you in that trial. God is with you in that fire. And remember, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't know what was going to happen when they went in that fire. We know the story. We know that they came out and that they were protected. They didn't know that. So you can also think about people who have died for their faith. Martyrs. People who have said, I would rather die than forsake my faith in God. Probably most of us will never have to get to that point, where we will have to face actual death for our faith in God. Some people in this world do. But maybe in our American culture, there are times when we feel this slow chipping away from the culture. Maybe we're not held up at gunpoint for our faith or something like this, but there are times that the culture tries to seduce us or tempt us away from following God. That can be just as serious. Will we bow down to the idols and the statues and all of the other things in our world? all of these things that try to distract us from God? Or will we be like these three guys and say, no, I don't care what happens, but nothing is going to shake my faith in God. I know that God is with me now, and I know that God's going to be with me no matter what happens. When we read this story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we can remember that God is with us no matter what, when we face challenges in life and when we face the fires. There's your 5-minute Bible study for the day. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.